Hey there, and welcome back to Cisco Reads Books. Today we got a review for you, and it is Preston and Child's Gideon's Corpse. This is book 2 in the Gideon Crew series, which is 5 books. I'll read you the back and we'll see what we're in for. There are worse things than Armageddon. A top nuclear scientist goes mad and takes an innocent family hostage at gunpoint, killing one and causing a massive standoff. A plume of radiation above New York leads to a warehouse where it seems a powerful nuclear bomb was assembled just hours before. Sifting through the evidence, authorities determined that the unthinkable is about to happen. In 10 days, a major American city will be vaporized by a terrorist attack. 10 days, and Gideon Crew, tracking the mysterious terrorist cell from the suburbs of New York to the mountains of New Mexico, learns the end may be something worse, far worse, than mere Armageddon. And then from Goodreads.com, it says, one of the most unique protagonists in modern fiction. Preston and Child are masterful storytellers at the top of their game. I don't disagree with that. So in Gideon's Corpse, we follow Gideon Crew again. Basically, directly after the first book, he's immediately put on this second case. He goes to investigate with an agent from the FBI, Agent Formosa, Fordsey. Hard to pronounce. He's partnered up with him, and they look into this possible leak of nuclear material from Los Alamos, where Gideon Crew works, his day job, when he's not working with Eli Glynn and this organization now. So they go off, they investigate, they find out that this guy that Gideon Crew worked with was turned into a possible jihadist. So they go and they investigate his background, which leads them on a crazy line of questioning that we see throughout the book, and meeting up with Alida, which is one of the original suspect or questioned people. Her father, Thomas Blaine, is an author who also has a background that's in the intelligence community. So with Fordsey and Alida, they are investigating leads. Eventually, Gideon gets framed and is on the run. And just everywhere through this book is just pulse-pounding thriller action. This was a much faster pace than the original Gideon Sword, book 1. This one has much higher stakes as well, with basically the threat of a nuclear attack on an American city, which we come to find out, later on in the book is not the only thing going on. This book was fantastic. The framing mechanisms that are used against Gideon to put him onto the run and drive a wedge in between him and his partner are just phenomenal. There's a sequence where they're in a Cessna and both engines go down, which is just absolutely terrifying. Like when you're reading it or listening to it, because the audiobook is quite good for this one as well. I did check out some of the audiobook just to make just to give you a taste of, if you are going to listen to it, you're in good hands. But yeah, this book was phenomenal. I have zero complaints with it. There is a bunch of action, a bunch of suspense. There's a good possible romance plot between Gideon and Alida, and that is easily palatable if you're not into romance plots. But all in all, this is just a straight up mystery thriller, suspense, adventure, all in one, and it is just phenomenal. Gideon Crew is another great protagonist. I don't disagree with that representation from Goodreads about the characterization of Gideon Crew. I do think he's one of a really good protagonist. and just fantastic to follow his story. He has so much going on in his life with the terminal illness that he was diagnosed with in book one to get him originally working with these people, and just fantastic. Like it says, it spans the country from New York City to Los Alamos in New Mexico, and just all in between. And just one of those books where it's just fantastic. I gave this a four out of 5 stars. Um, well, I gave it a 4.5 star on Goodreads, so it could have been a 5, but it just wasn't. It wasn't there. It was a book 2, and like I said, there's a couple of things like when you read certain authors that kind of pet peeve. So he couldn't get the full 5, but a 4.5 star review is just phenomenal in and of itself. And this was the second book that I finished, the second book that I finished this in August already, including the Templar Legacy by Steve Berry. And both of those books are just starting off the month as just 2 bangers right out of the gate. Let's go. August is going to be a reading month that's going to be unforgettable if I can continue this streak, because these first 2 books were just phenomenal, top-notch stories that are worth your time for sure. But yeah, Gideon's Corpse, I would check it out. I'd check out the Gideon Crew series as a whole. It's only 5 books, so I mean, it's not a long-running series. So yeah, check it out. I mean, because it gives you a good look at what Preston and Child can do together. If you're a little bit leery about going into the Pendergast series, which is like 23 books, this is a good place to start with their combined work. Or you could go for the standalones that they have, which there are several. But yeah, these 2 guys combined to make a team is just a phenomenal writing pair that you wouldn't really expect. And it's just phenomenal work. Everything that they've done so far together is just absolute banger level books. So check them out. They're amazing. Gideon's Corpse, book number 2 in the Gideon Crew series. Phenomenal book. And until next time, read, because reading is fundamental.